They say freedom is a feeling, but feelings lie. They fade, they distort. So I built a small experiment, a heart rate sensor, a camera, and a question that's been haunting me for years. Can freedom be measured? As the road uncoils beneath me, my pulse spikes, not from fear, but from awareness. Every cell screams to survive, yet something deeper whispers, let go. The first corner arrives fast. Instinct says brake. Flow says trust. In that exact moment, between control and surrender, I realize this isn't a ride. It's a negotiation with chaos. A test to see if the mind can fall silent while the body dances with danger. The RPM climbs, wind surges, and somewhere between fear and focus, the experiment begins.
The funny thing about control is that the more you try to hold it, the faster it slips away. Every day we live like riders gripping invisible handlebars, trying to steer our careers, our relationships, even our emotions. But deep down, we know the truth. The road always moves beneath us. We scroll, we chase, we calculate, and still something inside stays restless. The modern world rewards tension, productivity, performance, optimization, all words that sound powerful but secretly drain the soul. You can have every comfort, every metric of success, and still wake up feeling lost because you've been measuring the wrong thing. You've been tracking the speed, not the stillness. The more data we gather, the less we actually feel. The more we predict, the less we experience. Riding a motorcycle exposes that illusion in seconds. Out here, every distraction can kill you. The phone, the thought, the ego, all must fall silent. That's why the ride feels like truth. It forces the mind to surrender to what is, not what should be. Every curve becomes a mirror showing how we live. Tense, reactive, always planning, rarely present. And that's the real experiment. Not freedom versus fear, but awareness versus noise. The hardest part isn't twisting the throttle. It's shutting down the endless commentary in your head long enough to actually feel the road.
When you ride long enough, something strange happens. Your thoughts start to dissolve. You stop thinking about the road and start becoming the road. Neuroscientists call this transient hypofrontality, a temporary quieting of the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that never stops analyzing, planning, judging. It's the same area that keeps you awake at night, replaying old mistakes or worrying about what comes next. When that chatter fades, time stretches, perception sharpens, and your movements become effortless. You've entered what psychologists call the flow state, the thin line between skill and chaos, awareness and surrender. In this state, your body takes over. The cerebellum, the limbic system, the autonomic network, all begin to sync like instruments in an orchestra. Heart rate, breathing, muscle tension, each finds its rhythm. This is what scientists refer to as autonomic regulation. But on the bike, it just feels like peace. The bike moves, you move, and for a few minutes, the illusion of separation disappears. You're not controlling the road, you're cooperating with it. That cooperation is the missing rhythm in our daily lives. Because off the bike, we're trapped in the opposite state, constant prefrontal noise. We live with alarms, notifications, endless comparisons. Our nervous system is stuck in a loop of prediction and reaction, never presence. The solution? isn't to escape life, but to retrain the brain to trust motion again, to find stillness through movement. You can't silence your mind by force, but you can confuse it into calm. Every ride, every deliberate breath, every risk you take with awareness teaches your nervous system a different truth. Safety doesn't come from control, it comes from connection. That's the real therapy of the open road. It's not adrenaline, it's attunement. The ride becomes a mirror of life itself. You lean when things turn, you slow when visibility fades, you accelerate when the line clears. And in that dance, you discover that freedom isn't the absence of danger, it's the mastery of attention. This is the ritual. Before you start, take one deep breath and say nothing. Listen to the hum of the engine. Feel the weight of your body. Trace the path ahead, not with fear, but with focus. Then ride. Not to arrive, but to remember. Because awareness isn't found on the road, it is the road.
At some point, every road becomes a mirror. The way you ride is the way you live. If you grip the bars too tightly, you exhaust yourself. If you let go completely, you crash. Freedom isn't found at either extreme. It lives in the balance between surrender and control. That's what the brain learns when the prefrontal noise fades and the body remembers its own intelligence. Out here, every decision is immediate. There's no undo, no edit, no second draft, just consequence. And that's what makes it real. The truth is, we don't fear the road. We fear seeing ourselves reflected in it. Because the same patterns that make us anxious on the bike, hesitation, overthinking, control, are the ones that keep us from living. The road doesn't demand perfection, only presence. It forgives everything except distraction. Maybe that's what life is trying to tell us, that peace isn't a destination, it's a discipline. The engine is just a teacher, and every curve whispers the same lesson, awareness or accident. So when you ride, you're not escaping the world, you're training for it.
Every ride ends, but the silence after, that's where the real data lives. Not in the numbers, but in the feeling that lingers. The pulse that stayed steady when everything else was moving. Freedom isn't a destination, it's a practice of paying attention. So before you scroll away, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly felt alive? Not distracted, not measured, just present. Tell me in the comments, what moment on the road or in life reminded you who you are?